But I wanted to say that what's interesting about this is that we are seeing a precedent now for maybe future tech billionaires who are shifting towards politics, perhaps. And what does this say? Because Sam Altman is also promoting this idea of techno-capitalism, but all inclusive. But in any case, you're back, Edge. I want to hear your thoughts about what I mentioned before.
I'd just like to speak my opinion on Elon and the whole politics thing. So he's quite a character. He's a bit unpredictable. So he might say one thing and do another for his own interests, even though he claims, he's a billionaire and he doesn't really, it's not really about the money. It's about everything else, because what does a billionaire want, right? Surely he doesn't need more money. The richest person in the world surely doesn't need more money, does he? I mean, he has whatever he can get. He surely doesn't want to stay at that number one spot. Exactly.
Well, he doesn't build it himself, obviously, but
yeah. Okay. But I would just like to say a few other things about Elon is that he has many kids, probably over 10 kids. He claims he doesn't have his own house, that he crashes other people's houses. Are you serious? What the fuck? What the fuck, man? Okay. So Elon.
But in terms of his political ambitions, or potentially maybe not entering the political circuit, but enabling an alternative, I would say. That's what he's promoting.
So I think it would be pretty, for example, if he was president, it would be pretty revolutionary in terms of having not just a rich guy, because we've already had a rich guy as president a few times.
Most presidents end up being rich anyway, right?
Yeah. But the thing is, though, is that we know him for Tesla, SpaceX, and now all these AI investments. Yeah. And the world of AI is getting very interesting in that the way humans can use it as a tool to further our knowledge and our understanding of things. So there was knowledge out there, but it might make people find this knowledge better, access it better. And through that, we can develop technology even further.
Yeah.
But I have a very big concern. Something is troubling me lately regarding AI and technology. Because if, for example, we use AI to make better technology, so software to use better hardware through knowledge and everything, there is a risk that, for example, with technology, they talk about quantum computing, and quantum computing through higher AI can crack codes better and do math better.
AGI, which is what China is kind of moving towards right now.
And okay, there's a worry about leaks and passwords and stuff. But what if somebody develops a program to circumvent passwords and go through the back end of programming to hack into things?
More than likely.
But I would hope that AI would also facilitate humans into developing better softwares for protection and not just for hacking. But I know that throughout history, when there is a door, let's say a username and a password, people always find a way through. It's the same with music and MP3s and downloading. They can't stop it.
Right.
But regarding Elon himself.
I mean, talking about the political future that we see, the foreseeable future right now, because I also mentioned when you were away, there seems to be this precedent now. And I think Trump set the precedent, being to some degree showing that you don't need to have somebody who is politically trained, right? We're seeing this more and more.
He was a businessman. He wasn't a politician.
Right. But now he opened the gateway, let's say, right now. And now you're getting all sorts. But there does seem to be now a precedent that potential future tech billionaires, I mean, you rightfully talked about AI right now, but because AI is at the forefront of almost every tech right now, let's be honest. But these tech billionaires, right, they seem to be pushing towards, maybe a new ideological political shift or something like this. And I don't know.
Utopia type thing?
I don't know if it's utopic. I mean, but it just seems that, as we mentioned before, the term of democracy or this neoliberal or whatever democracy concept, it's just not flying anymore with most people. The buzzword is dying. And, how democratic is these democracies that we live in today. Let's be honest. And what is the case to be made right now for people like Musk pushing for the America Party, or even Sam Altman pushing for a techno capitalism, which is all. You know what I mean? This is what I'm intrigued by.
Yeah, let me pause you right there. So Trump, okay, like as far as I know, like before his first term, when he was elected, he was how can I call it?
Real estate guy.
No. Well, I know what Trump is. But,
all right.
No, it's just that he was very controversial. This is what I want to say. And he was on the front of every single newspaper, every single magazine, every single website. And if you didn't like him or not, he was on the front of every cover. And he was out there. He was prominent. He was the face of everything.
I mean, he in his own right, Trump is an expert in marketing. Let's be honest. Like, whether you love him or hate him, like he knows how to work it, basically.
And also, like Elon now, like him or hate him, he's been in the news a hell of a lot lately. Like
he kind of runs it.
To not see him everywhere.
He kind of runs it in some cases, because X is now like the top. I've seen it, the statistics, like X.com, aka Twitter, right, is the top like app for news in a lot of countries. Like this is where a lot of countries are getting their information and news sources from. And so kind of, honest, he runs it in some ways.
And there's no way to see X without seeing Elon's face.
His post, right. Every time we log
like
there,
X is personified, it's Elon.
But also, I don't know if you like when you log on to X, I'm always getting notifications and it's like Elon's posted.
His posts are always at the top. Like I don't know if it's like if he's probably not promoting his own posts, but they're probably putting them up there.
I mean, he has the biggest
obviously
pull. So, but I think
everybody's like on social media and on their phones. Okay, so he's putting himself out there. I don't know, to be honest, if it's good or not.
I think time will tell, right? Like, but I see kind of like this precedent being set in some ways. Like, we're going to probably see a lot more of this shift, because we see so much of these tech giants, Bezos, Zuckerberg. And they're all kind of involved in very similar things, whether it's AI, space exploration, and they're cozying up a lot with government, and also military for that matter. So, which we already know that they've had some correlation to for a while.
Well, And I just want to say that it's not completely unrealistic for people from other industries to be in politics. I mean, you get Ronald Reagan and also...
Right. So that was the inspiration for Trump.
And also Zelensky, who are like comedians, right?
Yeah, well, people forget, he was a comedian. Yeah. Right, exactly. Well, and then here's another thing. Is the Epstein case our generation's JFK assassination? Is there no going back, for Trump and the traditional political parties in relation to this case? Or will we see no change in this? And actually, what is the trajectory now of his legacy, Trump's legacy? At the same time, what is the trajectory of Elon's path, which we kind of already discussed? I have my view about this, but feel free. Like, what do you think?
Well, I can only hope that it's if he was, let's say, president, I would only hope that it would improve technology towards the best. Like, I don't want to see things in a negative light. It's like a double-edged sword. So, depending on like how you see it, it's going to be positive in one way, but detrimental in another. You can't have the good without the bad in a way.
The trouble is, like, Trump sold his campaign on the promise of draining the swamp, and we've reported this at length, and we will still. And one of my issues of contention continuously with particularly the United States foreign policy, and I think most people know this by now, is the obvious fact, even though they try to deny it or like deflect from it, is the military industrial complex, right? And this is something that's so ingrained right now. because we have this whole thing like, oh, you have to be a patriot, and you have to, you need to respect our troops, and you have to, and don't get me wrong, like obviously, like there's no disrespect to troops or people who serve in the military, but that is really ingrained in the United States, social consciousness. This whole thing is like, thank you for your service. Automatically they say
that's a huge
no one else does
thing.
that anywhere else. No one else does that anywhere else, right, in the world, except for in the United States.
Well,
and this is coming to Europe.
That's for sure.
Yeah, but this is coming to Europe soon, right? And it makes me wonder, like, as you said, like you would hope for the best because of the technology and stuff, but how much of that, as we see already now, and we're going to release more information about this in next week, are we seeing technology actually already, this AI, robotics, everything, even to the space exploration, because this is all gearing towards weaponization.
It's kind of linked. Yeah. I mean, the NASA scientists were, like World War II, like the German scientists were like separated between the Soviets and the USA, and a lot of them like went into NASA.
Yeah.
So what worries me is the military aspect of this. I mean, I was reading like a week ago or something that, I don't know, around 2030, Elon or something said something that every household would have a robot in their house. I mean, I already have like one of those vacuum cleaners in my house, like the round ones that go around that have like some sort of AI to detect things and radars. But what if there are like dogs or people used, the first step would be, having a robot humanoid type thing to wash the dishes, clean your house, or something flying to get the cobwebs out like a drone. But what if, like, instead of sending people into wars, they send robots or dogs or fast things that get into buildings and eliminate everything and destroy things with lasers or guns and ammo.
This is literally a page out of Terminator. Judgment Day, because isn't that it? They use the robots to like fight. Yeah. And I mean, that's literally it.
To be honest, like the first step might be for things like RoboCop. RoboCop, it was actually to enhance a human being. So for example, there might be a disabled person who might have one leg. So they add a leg, and so a person can walk. So it's for our benefit. That's how they're going to sell it to us. It's for the benefit of everything. And everybody will get on board with it. However, there are going to be bad things where not only people are going to have prosthetics, but they're going to be separate robots, like destroying everything. Maybe not now, 50 years, 100 years. Drones are out.
I don't know really if like tech billionaires are the answer to our political future.